All right. March 15th, 2025. If you saw my weekly update last week and my Instagram story, like the very next day, a lot of this probably won't be new information for you. So there you go. But long story short, I got in an accident with Vanessa like a month and a half ago now. And so it was a whole thing with the insurance and getting approval to get Vanessa fixed. Finally got the approval. Vanessa got fixed, picked her up at the shop. And when I drove her back to my sister's place, I could tell she was struggling a little bit to accelerate. And so I was like, oh, I probably need to change the oil, because I knew she was due for an oil change. Get home, whatever, no big deal. Next day, I clean her up, load all of my stuff back into her, and then leave for work because I had work that day. And so on my way to work, she just gives out, honestly. I'm pressing the gas, I'm pressing the accelerator, and she's just not speeding up at all, no matter how hard I press. And so end up on the side of the highway. My dad comes, tows me back home. I miss work that day. I worked Saturday and I worked Sunday. And then come Monday, I finally have a chance to actually, look into the issue. Before that, I was doing all this research on fuel pumps and what's involved with them and everything like that, and just reading a lot, honestly, just reading a lot, watching a lot of YouTube videos. What's the job entail? Is this something that I can do, or do I want to take this to a mechanic and let them do it? Stuff like that. And, the entire time thinking like, well, my fuel pump is out because fuel stopped pumping, like when I was on the highway, right? Like it makes sense that it's the fuel pump. And so, in the midst of all that reading, there was this thing that I'd found out about, which is this fuel reset button, right? Which exists to reset fuel to the pump. The reason being that some vehicles have a safety feature on them where when they're in an accident, the fuel pump will cut off fuel to the engine because you don't want to throw gas on a fire or something like that, right? Makes sense. It's a smart idea, honestly. I didn't know that Vanessa had that, right? So I'm spending all this time, Saturday and Sunday, researching fuel pumps, researching which one I need for Vanessa, researching all this stuff. And I find out about that button. So I look for it in Vanessa, but I don't find it, right? I don't find it. And for whatever reason on Monday, because on Monday I was looking at where can I buy a fuel pump to change it out on Vanessa, right? Like, where can I find one? Because I was just going to go with my dad, buy one, come here, put her on, and then leave it at that, thinking like the pump went out, right? The pump went out. That's what happened. I don't know why, but it just the thought. This is one of those instances where I really believe in, like, God or the universal unconsciousness, or name your thing, but just like, I don't know how to explain the thought that came to my mind of like, hey, I should really make sure I don't have a fuel reset button, right? I mean, I read all the stuff and I didn't find it, so I was kind of just under the impression it's just, I guess I just don't have it, right? But it's interesting to me when instances like that come up where it's like, no, I should really make sure I don't have it. Like where does the certainty of like, I should really make sure about this come from? Is it intuition? Is it instinct? Is it something else? I don't know. I kind of like to look at it as like, that was God. That was God kind of like whispering to me like, hey, yo, idiot, check for the button. And when I started to actually look really closely, like, it was further in the back than where I was expecting it to be, effectively. And so I finally see it. It's like a little cutout. There's like a little cutout on the passenger side in Vanessa. I reach back there and I see the imprint on the wall, or I guess you could say the panel, and it says fuel reset. I'm like, are you serious, dude? I feel in there, I feel the button, and I don't even realize that it's not engaged until like I'm pressing it, and then I just hear it go, right? And I was like, oh, I think I just engaged it, right? And so I take my keys, I put in the ignition, I turn it, not to kick it on, but just to turn it, and I immediately hear the fuel pump. Like, I hear it. It's right underneath my driver's seat, so you can hear it when it runs. Turn the key, I hear it, I'm like, oh, there it is. There it is. I turn it a few more times just to cycle the fuel a little bit. That was something that I read. When you install a new pump, you want to cycle the fuel. And then on the sixth one, I cranked it, and Vanessa started up, you know? So it was just, it's just annoying, you know, that I missed work Friday. I had to get rides to and from work on Saturday and Sunday. I spent all that time Friday night and Saturday morning, and even Monday morning a little bit too, trying to figure out what the issue is, and the issue is just a little button that I have to press. And it's one of those moments that really, you know, it really reminds me of how important it is to be humble, because you really don't know what you don't know. You really don't. And I've had discussions about this with a buddy of mine, real good friend of mine, best friend of mine. What am I saying? About how I feel like in this day and age right now, with our modern culture, we've mistaken access to information for wisdom, right? Like, we think just because we have access to all this information of the entirety of the world, of the entirety of the human species, a la the internet, that we're wiser than we actually are. And the concept of wisdom itself is a nebulous thing, but obviously life experience definitely plays into it. And so, yeah, I didn't know about that button. I knew about a fuel pump. I knew what a fuel pump was supposed to do, but I didn't know about the fuel cutoff safety feature. I didn't know that there's a button that you got to press to re-engage fuel for the fuel pump. And I didn't know that if you don't engage that button after an accident, eventually the fuel pump will just cut out mid-drive on the highway, right? So that's the difference between being a guy who can fix some stuff on a car and then being a mechanic. Like, a mechanic would look at the situation and be like, oh, it's probably this right here, like, you know. And just through experience and understanding, that's the thing. He, like, when you it's like understanding is taking the intelligence of a thing to such a degree that as close to a totality of the workings of that thing is possible, it has been achieved by an individual. And that is, in a sense, wisdom. And that is what a mechanic has with vehicles. They understand the suspension, they understand the lines. A good mechanic, a great mechanic. understands, my assumption of what a great mechanic would be capable of understanding with vehicles. They understand the lines, the brakes, the engine, the cylinders, how it ignites, how fuel circulates throughout the vehicle, how electricity is used, everything, right? And yeah, it's like instances like that where I really believe that, like, yo, God helped me out right there. He really did. And just like, check the fuel reset button, you moron. you know and I listened, right? I listened. So you hear about faith, and you hear about, like, do you believe God speaks to you? And if someone were to ask me that, I say yes. And I also openly say that, like, I believe God speaks to me. I really do. Because I don't know how else to explain little things like that. Like, little things like that. In the Bible, it says God speaks in the whispers, right? God speaks in the whisper, something like that. Forget, someone's like looking for him in the mountains and in the tornado and in the storm, and instead he found God in the whisper. And it's like that. It's like little things like that I really like. That's God for me. So after that, I've been driving Vanessa since then. Her fuel pump is still going out for sure. I got the new one right here. This is a fuel pump. OEM Bosch 12 volt. I'm already dressed right now. I came in here, I'm recording the update, and then I'm literally going to go straight from doing this recording to replacing this. From what I've read and from what I've been told, it's super straightforward, the change out. It takes like 15 minutes as long as you don't do anything stupid. So I'm hoping it's a quick job. So, that's cool. Otherwise, I've been working a lot this week. Honestly, I worked Wednesday. I picked up a shift for a buddy at work on Thursday. I worked yesterday, Friday. I'm working tonight, and I got a double tomorrow. So that's what, 5 days? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 5 days. 5 days with 6 shifts, right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning, Sunday evening. 6 shifts, yeah. Right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, 6. So 6 straight shifts of work. It's a fair amount, honestly. It's gonna be busy tonight. I've been told we have a busy morning and a busy evening tomorrow, so I picked up tomorrow. And yeah, I'm trying to get this done, so this is one less thing I gotta think about. I did a mic on Wednesday. That was nice. Finally doing another mic. First mic I'd done in probably like 2 weeks. Just everything that happened with Vanessa. Some personal stuff with my family. I had to get up early one morning. Someone stole my sister's tires, which sucks, but it's kind of funny too. Seeing a car without any tires. So, yeah, I had to get up early, replace the tires, so I couldn't be out late the night before. But yeah, then I got Vanessa back, but then Vanessa broke down, so I didn't do any mics that Sunday. Monday, did I do anything Monday? I don't remember. I don't think I did. I don't remember why. Did I have to do something Tuesday morning? I don't remember. But I did a mic Wednesday. I'm happy about that. I'm doing mics tomorrow on Sunday. That's the plan. And then, get back to doing mics. Get back to comedy, honestly. I'm happy with that. Work is good. Busy, tiring. But, I'm learning to pace myself so that I don't wear myself out one day and then mess myself up the following day. So I'm going to pace myself tonight because then I know I got a double tomorrow too. So that should be good. Otherwise, life is good, dude. Life is good. It's getting better. It's getting better. You know, from being sick and then getting Vanessa back and then all this fuel pump headache and everything like that. Things are on the up and up, and I'm happy about that. It's warming up too. I'm gonna look into getting an AC unit in here. Need to figure out how I'm gonna power it. Got some ideas, and it's totally possible. It's absolutely possible. I just need to make sure I have enough battery capacity. I'm gonna have to buy. I'm gonna have to buy another battery. It's just how many batteries am I gonna have to buy, their capacity, and then whether or not I want another solar panel. All those various little things, and then finding the right AC unit. That's going to be the most important part. Initially, I was going to get like a mini, not a mini. It's a split unit. Like one half was going to go underneath the van, and there was going to be a fan that was going to come in here and everything like that. But the more and more I looked into it, and the more and more I researched it, and just the cost. That's the big thing. It costs so much money. $4,000, right? That AC unit was $4,000. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna use it, but when I really looked at it, I'm just like, dude, man, I'd rather take the approach that I'm taking right now, which is getting a portable room size AC unit that you can roll around and just sitting it up front in the passenger seat, and then rolling it out and setting it up, venting it out the passenger window, and that's it, right? Some of the AC units have like a tank, a water tank inside, so I don't even need to like run a line for the drain for the water for the condensation. You take the tank and you just dump it out when you're done using the AC unit. But that's all later. I need to really sit down and look at what's out there on the market and pick the one that fits what it is that I'm looking for, you know. But all right, that's enough of this. I'm gonna go and change this thing now. So thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want. I'm gonna keep posting them because I actually like doing these things. I really do. I'm surprised that I've been able to keep up with it now. I think I've been doing it since November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, so almost third of a year. So thank you very much. Have a good day. God bless. Like and subscribe, and that's it.